sports, where we'll see which conference reigns supreme today. It's the Raiders and the Saints under the lights on Thursday night.
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. Tonight on this fine Thursday night, we've got a good one in store between the Las Vegas Raiders and the New Orleans Saints. Everybody, alongside my partner Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that could have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number 2, number 3, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
Kicker for the Saints, Will Lutz has it teed up, and here we go from New Orleans. Taken in at the 3. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And leading them out, their signal caller, now in his 4th season in the NFL.
You almost feel privileged, partner, every time you get to see him run out in the field to start a game, because every game, every snap, you and I both know he has potential to do something special. And that inspires his teammates as well. They know how incredible he is. They want to give max effort as well.
Now, first carry for the former Pro Bowler, Josh Jacobs. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Once again, it's Jacobs. They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there. Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. They'll set up a throw. Got a man open, it's Darren Waller. Finding room at midfield, and he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one, and there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Lets this go for Renfro downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
How about the challenge we're seeing here in this game early? Man coverage against some fleet receivers. That time, the defense won.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 28. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Now a play fake here on first down. Same target. It's Jacobs again. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher, and that's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
On second down, Jacobs. And once more, this play going in the wrong direction. The Saints get to him behind the line again. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
They go with Jacobs, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Raiders trying on 4th down, but to no avail. And this defense holds on the night's opening drive. And that could be a major momentum swing here early.
Because the defense stopped them. How great is that? They go for it on the first drive of the game. They're the ones trying to establish something, trying to assert a little dominance. And guess what? You turn it back on them and give the ball to your own offense. I agree with you. It could change momentum in a big way.
Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's got the hook up to Landry. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. He'll get a yard. That's all as they get him down at the 28. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Working out of the gun. Winston. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he is going to have a Saints first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2. Well, that's how you use your safety valve, CD. He didn't appear to be the intended target, but they got it to him, and he was able to get just enough to pick up the first.
And what a great example of where we are right now in the NFL, because if you're a running back, you're not just going to carry it. You got to catch it out of the backfield as well. Those combo guys, they're the ones everyone wants on their team.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Winston to give. It's Kamara to about the 33-yard line.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Winston. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Winston. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that. I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession, as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up.
It's showtime, baby.
They'll throw again. Winston to the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 23. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going, and right now it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And a short gain here down to the 22. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Winston. That's caught. Touchdown, Saints. Deontay Hardy. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints post the first points in the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. So that drive goes a full 80 yards and 10 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. Touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on fourth down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a fourth down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Over the middle, complete. It's Jacobs. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just one. And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. They'll look to throw. Able to find Walter. That's complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw again. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there. Couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short definitely was a great time to dial one up.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Back to throw. Throw right side, going to be caught by Waller.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on his team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
That run wasn't a big breaker, but I don't think the guys on offense mind very much. They've got a nice drive going, and they might just be luring the defense in a little bit. They could probably come back with a play action, maybe go over the top. But right now, on this drive, their playbook is open.
Throwing quickly here, it is got Jacobs. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Back to throw now on first down. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Over the dime looked on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Back to the running game with Jacobs. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the Saints are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes you're fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone that was in the wrong spot for the QB.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Following the interception, Winston drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Throwing again on second down. Winston, and Thomas has it. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Receiver Michael Thomas missed all of 2021 while recovering from an ankle injury. But we'll never forget that he set an NFL record in 2019 with 145 catches. When healthy, borderline unguardable, just like he was on that play.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Let's go, baby.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. To throw again on second down. Winston over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 15-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Winston. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And the agility got him a few extra before he's taken down right at the 10. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5.
Here's Winston. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown.
Deontay Hardy.
As the first half is winding down.
And the Saints will extend their lead here just before halftime.
CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, it's scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Lutt's good on the extra point. And it's now 14-0. That time a 6-play drive. And it all culminates in the Saints touchdown.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcoming everyone to our downtown Orlando studios in this EA Sports halftime report. First up, though, a look at the next-gen stats for the Raiders in that first half. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they, too, didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick.
And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. And the Saints set to go here to begin the 3rd quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And Kamara with a carry there on first down as he works his way forward for a pickup of 4.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Winston. He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First target, first catch, and a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. Really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Winston. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
That felt like a trap, because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
On 2nd and 9, Winston. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 13-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Quick slant, that's caught by the 5'11 Landry. And the Saints are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Kamara sidestepping his way into the end zone. It's a touchdown. He finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it and catch it, and he gets it done.
To look to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. touchdown. Lutz to kick it off. Taken in at the 3. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. On play action, they'll throw. And this one is incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up the points here or just drop everyone in the coverage to crack the throwing lanes?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. He'll drop to throw. Got him. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Winston now after the fumble recovery. The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Now Winston. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Slot, he catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Kamara up the middle. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Winston. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Winston. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. That's going to bring up fourth down, only a gain of 2 there.
Martin, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Winston to the sideline here on fourth down, and Will Lutz gets set for a New Orleans field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. The kick by Lutz is good, and the route is on. It's 24-0. After that last sequence, they're sitting pretty comfortable. They'll force the fumble, get the field goal, and expand on that lead here in the second half.
And don't expect them to rest on their laurels after that kick either. They'll keep their effort up until the final whistle. They don't consider any lead safe.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. They'll find his tight end. That's Waller.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Three yards remain for second down. Now a give to Jacobs running right. Now they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. The Raiders on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 5. They will run the draw with Jacobs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
They'll look to throw now on first down. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. He'll look to throw. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. They try to get him into space, coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, look at the field as best they can.
This is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 41-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, A loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. If they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad. Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He gets this to Davante Adams. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 23. Give him 18 on the play.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your #1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Now, and he coughed it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable 4th quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. And he'll start with a give to Kamara. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Denzel Perryman there to bring him down. So 4th quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And some room to work. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 43 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And then when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 42-yard line. Again, it's Kamara. And he's got room. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Second and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Early down steps will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. To throw is Winston. Forced out to his left.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
The kick by Lutz is good.
And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now.
Ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3. They've had that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the fourth quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. But defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And Waller taking it in over the middle.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now for getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in position to dictate to the offense.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 43. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of it.
The opposite pitch is shot out, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.